And hi, this is Eric Volkers. I'm here with Sam Sadat with Sam Sadat's RE Club from Beverly Hills, and I want to ask him a few more questions today and ask him a little bit about the last meeting that he had. How you doing, Sam?
Doing great.
Good to see you again.
Nice
Such
seeing
a
you,
pleasure
Eric.
as always.
Well, thank you. Same.
So, last meeting you had the Divas.
Yes.
What are they doing? I mean, they were talking about one does wholesaling, one does syndicates. I mean, what can we do out there to
Today?
Yeah.
I mean, the last meeting was great. The divas, you know, the ladies did a great job. We had 3 ladies, you know, all active investors. One of them, of course, buying strictly in California, okay? And she does a lot of sort of like buy, fix, and flip. And many times she just buys and assigns the contract to somebody else. We call it a wholesale kind of transaction. And she walks away with a wholesale fee.
And anybody could do that, right?
Anybody can do that. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. In fact, talk about that. We should probably talk about that as well in terms of how people can get involved in real estate today without having any money. They don't need any money. They just need desire.
Not at all.
Yeah, not at all. And we'll talk about that. You know, we've got a particular strategy, actually a flyer that describes and explains how people can get involved with different facets of real estate, from being an amateur, totally beginner with no money, to being sort of like a wholesaler, having a little bit of money, and then being sort of like in a joint partnership kind of thing. You've got some money, but you need somebody else to come in and help you out. And then ultimately, when you become a pro investor, you don't need anybody. You just do the deal yourself. But going back to the ladies, I mean, you were there.
Yeah,
I mean, we had about 90 people, a lot of excitement. People like,
unbelievable.
People like the atmosphere of coming to the club meeting and not worrying about somebody's trying to sell them something constantly.
Right.
You know, all their hands are in their pockets, holding on to their purses, the ladies, making sure that nobody takes any money. When you come to a real estate club, you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Okay? 90% of the times, we're about pure education.
I noticed.
We share from the people that are investors, professional investors. We share our information freely. Of course, the venue is awesome. People network together, you know, all the good stuff. But that's why people really like to come to Sam's Real Estate Club. The reason they want to do that is because they know that we're about education, we're about connecting people and creating a networking environment, which we do, and ultimately about action. And as you can see now, which we're going to talk about a little bit later today, we've got a lot of things for people to actually act upon to get involved with real estate.
So, I mean, I've been to other clubs in LA and around, and I mean, I've never heard of just a diva panel, because maybe one woman here and there, but these are actual women doing that. What made you come up with, why would you just pick ladies out of maybe some other guy like Robert Kiyosaki and all these gurus? I mean,
Right. That's a great question. First of all, we don't just pick ladies. We love ladies, obviously, and we get them, you know, to share with us. But we also pick men, and we really completely and totally open to everybody. We just love people, and we love people to succeed. We care about them. We want them to take the next step. The market is awesome. But the answer to your question, why don't we have gurus come on a panel and share, or even, let's say, you know, talk to you about doing real estate? I think what happens is most people find it extremely difficult to connect with somebody like a guru that they hold, you know, that people hold at like a very high esteem. You know, they put them on a pedestal, and they figure, oh, this is Robert Kiyosaki, or this guy is, you know, Reggie Brooks, or this guy is like Bruce Norris. Oh, they've got the money, they can do it, I can't. You know, I want people to overcome that barrier. I want people to overcome the notion that I can't do it because these guys have got something special. The reason we have ordinary people like you, like me, like Robbie, like everybody else, all these good people around us, the reason we have these people come to the panel, talk at the club, is because when you see them, you say, wait a minute, Ginger can do that? I can do that. You know, Joe can do that? I can do that. These are ordinary, normal people, just like us, just like you, just like Robbie, everybody else, going out there and essentially doing what most people should be doing. You know, investing in real estate, planning for the future, achieving financial independence, achieving financial freedom, because it's around the corner, especially in today's market.
So you're telling me, don't need to go to a guru. I can do it from an ordinary person, from the club.
Absolutely.
Don't have to pay
Absolutely.
50,000, 20,000.
Absolutely. You heard the ladies. Most of them have education. Don't take me wrong. Education by far is the first component of your success. Okay, education, like enlightenment. That's from Latin word educatus. Okay, which means to enlighten. Okay, you're essentially enlightening people with education. So education is good, but how much education is enough education? You want to spend a couple of $1,000s? We're going to spend $5,000. Go to a couple of seminars, a few maybe sort of boot camp workshops. Buy a few things, learn enough to be able to take it into the next level. But I'm totally opposed to spending $25,000, $30,000, $50,000 of your hard-earned dollars. Okay, for education. Well, how much education is enough education? They put you in a little sort of like an environment of a hotel someplace for like 3 days. Your brain is about to explode with information. And at the end, you're walking away like a zombie with all that information and say, what am I going to do now? Right. And who is going to be your help after the workshop? Well, you're going to get a whole bunch of 18, 19-year-old kids all over the country trying to answer your question as to what you should do with your investment. That is not what I recommend. You are better off to take 25, 30, 35, 40,000, buy something, invest in real estate. Oh, California is expensive, you can't do it? Buy out of state. But at least get involved. Feel it. There is no other way better than action for you to learn something. The reason you learn from life is because you're proactively involved with life. You're solving problems.
Go through the process.
Go through the process. If you go through the process of ownership, owning a property, getting it, fixing it, flipping it, or holding it, you will feel all those little nuances of ownership, how you deal with situation, as opposed to get all the education, get all the mentoring. You're still nowhere near an actual example of being proactively involved in an investment. And that's what we recommend. And that's what we want people to do.
That's analysis paralysis, isn't it? But that's
precisely, when you get too much information.
I noticed another thing that you stress at in your club is you talk a lot about the mindset. Could you just elaborate on that a little bit more? Why do you go over it so much? I mean, how important is that?
I mean, obviously, nuts and bolts is quite important. Nuts and bolts of any business, specific knowledge of any business, real estate particularly, pretty involved, pretty vast, and pretty diverse in terms of very different strategies that are out there. The reason I emphasize that is, I think money and wealth and spirituality or happiness, let's put it happiness, they have nothing in. They're not in conflict with one another. They both should work side by side. There is nothing wrong with you being totally happy, fulfilled, okay, and being spiritual, whatever that means to you, but at the same time have a lot of money. Okay, but when we look outside, we see people that a lot of times have a lot of money, but they're completely void of any sort of that level of happiness. And we see the other way around. We see people that essentially are very, very spiritual or very happy people, but they ain't got no money, and they got to run around trying to make ends meet. So that is also not good. I'm for a balance, and a balanced life requires two components. One is your sense of happiness, your sense of joy, your sense of spirituality, the connection with whatever you believe in, okay? And the other one is knowing the nuts and bolts of any specific business that you love to do, that you want to be involved with. In our case, real estate. Okay, so the reason we really focus on mindset, developing yourself as a human being, which is personal development, self-improvement, the reason I'm really hot on that is, what if I help you make a lot of money, but you don't have that element of happiness and success-minded and fulfillment in your life? What is that? What have I done for you? Okay, I made your financial life a little bit better, but have I helped you with being a happier person? No. I really want you to be happy. I really want you to develop the mindset of success first, and then reach success, because that's usually what happens, not the other way around. And people that do it the other way around, they find out that with all the money, they still haven't bought any happiness. They're still like the way that they were before. After a little while, when the euphoria is over, you know what I mean? we want people to develop. You know, personal development and self-improvement are two very key components of people's fulfillment in life, reaching their full potentiality, or what Abraham Maslow said, self-actualizing. Okay, so we want people to self-actualize, but in the process also achieve financial freedom. And the vehicle we talk about and we believe in is real estate.
So can I kidnap you and bring you with me, because I need to be around you? So you're gonna.
Well, you are.
When you're around this guy, the energy just comes right off. I mean, you can't be in a negative mindset around this guy. So you got to come to the club as soon as possible. I mean, you're missing out big time without it.
There is one other way to get away from the negative side, is to get married or not, but to have children. To have children. If you have children, especially little children around you, they say, it's an expression, it says, with the children, then when their little children are running around, there is no gossip in that home.
Right.
There is very little negativity in that home. There is not. You know why? Because you cannot look at a child and be frowning. You know, you got to smile at the child. You know what I mean? And they bring an amazing source of inspiration and, you know, joy. That's why I think people, you know, when your kids grow up and then you have your kids get married and you become a grandparent, you know, I hear from a lot of grandparents. Unfortunately, I'm not one yet, but I hear that it is such a beautiful feeling, because again, that energy, that beauty, that positivity, that life comes into, you know, your immediate environment, you know. So if you want that, maybe you should have a child.
You told me to have a child.
Maybe that will help. You can have me around all the time, but you can't have your child.
You want to take care of him?
That would be good. That would be a good thing.
In the making, I guess.
I suppose, yeah.
So, on a serious note, so, you know, the economy, the way it's going, how's the market in real estate? March 1st, 2012. How is the market right now? Can I still get deals in real estate? Can I still, I mean, what's going on right now? I mean, how do you determine what is, you know, a good time to buy, a bad time to buy? What do you do?
Okay, so March 1st, wow, 2 months already gone, 2012?
Almost.
I can't believe that. This is unbelievable. You know, it's a good question, to be honest with you. And the reason is that people always ask me, Sam, when do I know the market is bottomed out? When do I know it's a good time to buy? Will the prices go down? We hear a lot about, you know, oh, the prices may go down 5%, 10% or whatever. Yeah, it may be true. I don't have a crystal ball, you know. I wish I did, but I don't. Life does not give you that, you know, that option. You got to go through it and live, you know, and learn by mistakes. But my philosophy about buying real estate or getting involved is, whenever you afford to buy, whenever the numbers look good enough for you, the numbers are making sense, your cash flow is certain because you bought this property, let's say at $100,000, when you know that if you fix it up and you're going to sell it, you're still going to make a little bit of money. When all the numbers work, you should buy. You should not wait for, oh, maybe it'll go lower. What if it didn't? What if it started going higher? And what if you said, oh, wait a minute, well, it's going higher, it's going to crash now, so I'll wait until. Well, if you want to follow that philosophy, you'll never buy. I wait until it's bottom. And then when it goes up, say, I wait until it goes back down again, you'll never buy. That is not going to work. The way that it's going to work is if the numbers work for you, if the market is good enough for you to have a decent cash flow, which you can in this market, and you know about the 1% rule, which we'll talk about, you know, buy and hold properties. When they make sense, you should act. You should buy. And in today's market, and we're talking about Southern California right now, but it's true basically all over the country. When prices have dropped by as much as 70-75% in some areas, and those who've been lucky, I live in Santa Monica, maybe our prices are down by about 10-15%. But nonetheless, when you want to buy investment property, buy and hold properties, income properties, if the values are such that your positive cash flow is certain every month, okay, you should buy, you should act, you should not wait. Because if you wait, you may just suffer that syndrome that I told you about. The mental calculation that, okay, maybe go lower, oh, it's going up right now, maybe I should wait. When will you buy? The key is now is the time.
So from what you're telling me, if I'm registering it right, is you make money then when you buy, not when you sell.
Precisely.
Yeah, right, when you get in.
Yeah, and that's exactly the nature of real estate that we teach people. I have some students come to me, Sam, this makes a great deal. I not going to, of course, mention any names, but there's people that I know that consider themselves experts. They go buy a property in Tarzana, California. They show me the numbers, and I tell them, don't buy this, because this thing, you're not getting the right buy. You're not buying it low enough to where your profit is certain. You are counting on a lot of contingencies. And you know what his contingencies were? Or the market may make an adjustment. Summer is approaching. Our rehab cost, I'm going to be able to cut it down, curtail some pieces and cut off here and cut off there. And I'm going to make about $100,000 profit. Guess what? None of those contingencies actually happened because he bought it at a more than the market value, in my opinion. Now, with about 4, 5, 6 months of effort, he is lucky enough to sell it and walk away, break even. He's probably going to lose about 40 or 50,000. Why? Because, as you said, when he bought it, his profit was not built in. Your profit in real estate is made when you make the buy, not when you make the sell. You follow what I mean?
Yeah,
going
absolutely.
in, not coming out. So if you pay great attention to that, and we talk about it at the club, and we've got programs that we teach people how to calculate the market value of the property after it's been repaired and what your offer should be now in order to achieve that. Because if you don't know what your offer is, your maximum offer for purchase price is, because you're being sort of like misled or miscalculating your after repair value, then you're going to lose money. There's just no doubt about it. You'll be lucky if you break even.
So you have a specific strategy or formula that will work in California, out of California,
anywhere,
worst case scenarios,
anywhere. We actually have a proprietary spreadsheet that I have designed based on 20 properties calculations that we've done over the last 2 or 3 years. And this particular spreadsheet, all you got to do is plug in certain numbers, look at a few sites that we essentially teach you. You're going to be able to come up with the after repair value very accurately, the rehab cost estimated pretty closely, and be able to make your offer, the best offer that you can, at the buy price, at the purchase price, to where you recognize a great profit. And that is all inclusive in that, and that works anywhere in the country. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, what other clubs do you know out there that do that? I mean,
Well, our objective is, I have a mentor. I'm blessed to have a mentor. He's an amazing person. And he always tells me, Sam, if you want to achieve your happiness, success, money, whatever it is in this life, then you have to shift your perspective from being a self-serving person to being a life-serving person. Okay, so as long as you're into self-servicing yourself, then of course there's going to be issues, there are going to be problems on happiness. Even if you make money, you're probably not going to be happy, and happiness to me means everything. So what do? Become life-serving. What do we mean becoming life-serving? When you're life-serving, you're serving other people in life. How are you doing your service? Are you going to take him Pepsi, Coke, and give him food and all? Well, if you're in a restaurant business, you can do that too. But in our particular area is that we really are concerned and interested about people succeeding, people being happy, people making money. And this great community of Los Angeles, we're doing exactly that.
One thing I just wanted to quickly mention that you did say about, that you do talk about in your club a lot, is you really emphasize California.
Yes.
I mean, you do talk about other states, but do you say California that you focus on a lot more than other states? Do you do that because, is there a reason? Maybe the prices come back faster here? Why do you talk about California a lot? I mean, is there something?
Well, I mean, California, because first of all, we're live in California, Southern California specifically, in the Los Angeles area. So we're more familiar with the laws, okay? So as a broker, myself for the last 25 years, and really knowing what is going on here, I'm much more comfortable when I deal with California properties in terms of making a good judgment and making a good advice to my clients. So without a doubt. However, recognizing that there's some people out there, maybe because they don't have enough money, maybe they just think that California is still too expensive, maybe they just don't believe in California, maybe because they have their in-laws, their parents in, let's say, Boise, Idaho, or Dallas, Texas. They want to buy out of state. We have nothing against it. All I'm saying is, don't spend $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 for those crazy mentoring. Take that money, and if it's not enough for California, buy somewhere out of state. On our new website, we have a couple of powerful affiliates, that people can essentially fill a little application, and we hook them up with good, ethical people that are essentially presenting properties to them in various parts of the country. They can be Phoenix, Arizona, Las Vegas, Nevada. They're in the Midwest area. They're in the South, in Texas a lot in Florida, wherever you want to buy. It doesn't matter. We're not sort of trying to proselytize. Well, maybe not the right word because that's probably but you're not trying to advocate, I guess, not heavily that you gotta be here or trying to kind of like persuade you to pick some areas for investment purposes. No, you pick whatever you want, go wherever you want, but invest, take action. And you want to buy out of state? Buy out of state. Many of these out of state properties have been completely devastated. Values are completely like at the bottom. Go buy 2 or 3 properties in, let's say, Phoenix, Arizona. Beautiful properties over there are going for like $70,000 or $80,000. Newer homes you can rent for $1,100. Okay, you can get conventional loans on those properties. So why not? We like people to just buy. Right. Invest. We don't care where they buy.
Take the step.
As long as they know the formula, as long as they know they're buying at a good price, go buy. Take the steps, as you said. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to talk about your website too. I mean, it's just from going into 2012. I mean, it blows any website out of the water when it comes to real estate and everything else. I mean, what I noticed is that you're advertising property profiles online, deals. At excellent market prices. I mean, how are you getting this? Can you talk about this?
Sure.
Where are these properties coming from?
Sure. Under our new website, it's awesome. Thanks to our webmaster. I mean, did a great job for us.
Oh, excellent.
And his information is on our website. If anybody wants to use him, he has my highest recommendation. What I wanted to tell you is. My trinity or the motto for a real estate club is essentially education, connection, action, education, networking, action. So for so many years, I was doing a lot of education, affordable education, none of those crazy stuff. We're doing a lot of affordable education. We're also providing venues for people to network, to make partners together, doing stuff. But the action part was not so solidified, But hopefully, luckily, unfortunately, within the last few months, I've been able to create alliances and affiliates that now we're able to provide properties to you. Okay, as you said, at wholesale prices, below retail prices, at bare bottom prices. We're able to provide these properties from various sources. You said which sources? Asset managers from various banks. We're providing properties from REO agents. Okay, we have a lot of agents. We've got a vast network of people. Okay, agents.
Excellent.
So we get REO agents. We got asset managers. Also, we get properties from the trustee sale companies. They take them down. They have the portfolio of the properties. These are duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes. Awesome for investment. You can buy them at a wholesale price, so these types of transactions we get from various sources that are expert at finding these kinds of transactions, these kind of wholesale properties, and because of that, we're able to provide them to our clients right now. To people that that visit our website and become a part of our organization. In order to view those properties, you got to come in and join us as a member. That way you have your own username, you have your own password. You can go look at them all the time and see what they are. But we've got properties coming from all over right now, and we're making them available to our people.
So nobody can just come in nobody can just find out about this stuff. You got to be a member to get the inside track.
Yeah. I mean, I have investors that have money and say, Sam, if you find something, send it to me. I'll email them, but that would be so tough to manage. So in order to make it a lot easier with a very affordable investment of, I don't know how much it is, probably $300 to $500, becoming a member for 1 year, coming to our meetings for free, getting a whole bunch of freebies, and then having access to all these properties that are being updated on weekly basis. I think that's really, really valuable.
Right.
Plus a lot of education, of course, but you don't need a lot of education. Most of you have enough education right now. All you lack is some action, and these properties can provide that.
Another, actually, a couple things on your website that I've been noticing. Now, I see these other little tabs on there. One says, getting involved with apartment complexes. I mean, Can
Yeah.
I get involved with apartment complexes?
Well,
I mean,
sure. If you have $50 to $100,000, absolutely. We are, one of our strategic alliances is a professional syndicator right here in Los Angeles. And what happens is we essentially buy mid-size apartments, syndicate mid-size apartment buildings. Let's say anywhere between 15 to about 40 unit apartment buildings. They're all in Los Angeles area,
California. Okay.
right here. And these are perfect for professionals that like doctors, dentists, attorneys, and business people that have a lot of money. The money sitting in the bank, really not doing anything for them. So what we say to them is, look, you come in, take a piece of this property. Okay, so they come in, put up $100,000. They essentially become a part owner in this beautiful apartment building. They can drive by, take a look at it. It's within 20 minutes drive from Beverly Hills, Santa Monica, half an hour from the San Fernando Valley. So all close by. They can look at the property. They come in, put up $100,000. They essentially own a percentage of the property, proportionate to the amount of the investment they brought in, fully managed, fully rehabbed, fully rented. Everything is being taken care of, and they can walk away anywhere between 8 to 15% return on their money, as opposed to what? 0% to 1% at the bank. I mean, that's an atrocity.
Now, what was that again? You said 8%?
8% to 15%.
Okay.
Return on the money.
Wow.
When you put in $100,000 into one of these apartment buildings, your cash flow is going to be between 8 to 15% a year, of course. So every month you're going to walk away with a little bit of cash flow, hell of a lot better than what you get at the bank, 10 times what you get at the bank, which is great. But at the same time, remember, you also get to benefit from the appreciation, because these properties, we hold them for 3 to 5 years. And when you raise the income of an apartment building, the value is going to go up. Because remember, income producing properties are very different than single family homes or 1 to 4 units, because 1 to 4 units follow the residential parameters, which means that if I want to determine the value of this house, I got to go and find comps in the area. Okay, so I'm very susceptible to the market and what sells around me. However, when you're doing an income producing property such as an apartment building, 5 units and up, the comps are not as important. What's important is the income of the property, because it's based on the income. So when we get new tenants in, the rent goes up, suddenly the value of the property goes up, because value is predicated upon the income of that property. The value is determined by that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So anybody in any industry, like doctors, lawyers, a dentist, a nurse,
Yes.
I mean, they got their 401k, they got your CD, making what, 2% now, and
if that,
if they're lucky with inflation,
Yes.
Can come to you and I'm looking to get into an apartment complex. I've done all the due diligence. You got the control, and to me, it just sounds like they get the tax benefits too, right?
Absolutely.
Tax benefits, the control, everything's done. They just have to. Wow, that's
and it's self-managed. The properties, not self-managed. I mean, not like by the investors, managed by the managing partners. Okay.
So no fixing toilets.
Nothing. No fixing toilets. No
Right.
one will ever
Well,
call.
that's
No
a
one will
relief.
ever call
That's
you.
a real
So the
relief.
money comes in, and you're entitled to depreciation. Tax write-offs, your CPA can tell you all about that. And then on the other hand, when the property is sold, appreciation, the value, what you get out of that property. Our motto is, when you buy real estate, folks, don't sell it. Keep it until you can refi. Pull your money out, buy another. That's the strategy. I wish I had kept all the properties that I sold. If I had done that, I would be a hell of a lot better off. Because when you buy a property and you have the ability to hold on, especially in today's prices, because you can definitely cash flow when you buy a triplex in the Riverside area for $120,000 that used to go for $360. You buy that for $120 and your monthly income is $2,000. You will never lose that property. You'll be a moron to lose that property. Seriously. So that property will be yours all the time.
Right.
Why
right.
sell it? Just have it professionally managed. Keep it. When you get tired of it, exchange up into another bigger property. They call it a 1031 exchange.
Oh yeah. I've heard a lot
you're
about
familiar with that.
Yeah.
So we've got it all figured out. I mean, we've got it figured out for small investors with a little bit of money, for mid-sized investors with some money, and heavy net worth people with a lot of money sitting in the bank, and they're wondering what the heck is going on. The value of the money that people had within the last 3 years. If you had $100,000 in your bank account 3 years ago and didn't do anything, right now your $100,000 is worth about 80. And you're getting 1% or 0% on your money. Banks making money off of your money. What are you doing? Put that in a property, secured. your investment is fully secured. It's not an unsecured loan. Your investment, 100,000, is secured by a piece of that property, real estate, right here in LA. Or wherever, but we basically do that right here in LA. We're talking about syndication, apartment building syndication. So that's on that, yeah.
And another good thing that I like about, Sam himself and his club is his integrity is, I mean, I haven't seen anybody with such integrity, and, you can look him up on the, Better Business Bureau or his, on the
Google.
real estate. Yeah, I mean, it's no complaints.
Department of Real Estate.
No complaints, no nothing.
Yeah.
And I definitely respect that, and I think that there's something to say about that, because a lot of brokers, even that I knew and worked for in the past, they're not around anymore.
Yeah.
You're strong. Your club's been strong. What, 9-10 years now? Or?
9 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
As of May, we're going to be 9 years, and we're going to go into our 10th year.
Yeah.
And I mean, the 20 years, 1990, I became a broker in California. And for the last 2 years, with all the hundreds and thousands of deals that I've been involved with, and no one has ever complained.
No complaint, not one.
That means to me that, we're not like sitting back, and doing nothing and so nobody's filing complaint. We're active. We're buying stuff. We're helping people do stuff. So that means that we make sure that our people, our clients, are taken care of. That's really the key issue. And the most important part of it is disclosure. Disclose to your clients what they're getting into. When you do disclose, and you buy location, you can't go wrong, and that's how we help people.
So no one's in the dark. They know exactly what's going on. There's no little hidden fees
No, everything is exactly what whatever needs to be disclosed up front, because that way they know with their eyes open, when they're going into a transaction, what it entails, what they can expect from the property, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's definitely. Yeah, well, you have to.
So you can sleep at night. I can sleep at night. Everybody can sleep.
I'm sleeping fine, because really I have really no skeleton in the closet.
Right.
For my business purposes, I'm clean as a whistle in that. I mean, everybody's got some issues here and there, and fine. But as long as your thoughts are in the direction of integrity, and your main focus on doing things right, not doing things correct, but doing things right.
Can you talk about that a little bit more? So right.
Yeah, as opposed to correct, is like when you are powerful as opposed to being forceful.
Right.
Okay. When you are honest, you don't have to worry about legal. Okay.
Yes.
If you want to help people, don't persuade them. Just educate them. So education versus persuasion.
Right.
So there are a lot of these kind of like concepts which I learned from an incredible book, Power versus Force. By Dr. David Hawking, and it's not the same. It's Stephen Hawking. It's not the same. Yeah, he's a doctor, PhD, and Power versus Force taught me that there are two ways to live a life. One is by power, the other one is by force. Persuasion is forceful.
Yes.
Education is powerful.
Yes.
Okay. When you do honest things, is powerful.
Yeah.
When you're worried about legal, I gotta have everything on legal documentation. That's forceful.
Yeah.
You're aligned with force.
Yeah.
And there's so many other things in there that they can actually refer to. But we believe that if you do things right, you don't have to worry about doing things correctly. Because right is kind of inclusive. It's like if you have a number 100 in your back pocket, the number 100 even includes up to 99.
Yeah.
So it even includes the 99. So when you have 100, 99 is a part of it.
Yeah.
When you're right, correctness is a part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about the fragment of being right, which is a correctness. You have the entire whole at your disposal,
Right.
And that's how you make decisions in life too, going and getting yourself aligned with the power side of life, not the force.
See, that's what makes the difference between, like they say, the boys and the men.
Yeah.
That alone, I mean, who's talking about that in any club? Nobody.
No, most people, because they don't know it, or they didn't care about it. It's my passion.
Yeah.
My passion to teach, to help, to straighten out mindsets. I have seminars that I do for coaching, mentoring, self-development, and all. But the bottom line of it is, I like the combination. I like a lot of these people that you learn a lot about. Oh, great! I'm improving myself. I'm self-improvement, personal development. Great. And at the end, you say, okay, what are you doing with all of that? Are you making any money with it? No, Well, okay, great. That's wonderful. But why not just also bring in a vehicle that you can apply
Right.
with incredible education and self-improvement to it and be able to make money with it? That's when it becomes powerful. Monetizing your mindset. That's really what we're talking
That's a
about.
good one. That's, yeah.
Yeah. Monetizing your mindset.
So another thing too, in the club, what if someone doesn't want to invest in California? Maybe they just want to use their money in other states. I saw online that you have another link there that says investing out of states.
Yes.
What other states is there? Can you do it? I mean, is it safe?
Well, yeah, we talked about it a little bit. You in a different question you asked me. Sure. I mean, most parts of the country have been hit very hard. Florida, Arizona, Nevada, California. Among the ones heavily hit. Hardest hit. But there are other states have been hit. To some extent. It's up to where people want to buy. We do not want to interfere with that part of it. If you like to buy in Jackson, Mississippi, there are people that we have that I can connect you with. You don't have to go and do the trial and error kind of thing, and they get screwed by somebody who you did know. I already know these people. I've already done the due diligence. Okay, you can do yours too. But you buy anywhere you want to. The territory is open. The entire country. We're so lucky to live in America that we have such an incredible country, such a diverse population, diverse sort of demographics, where people can essentially go anywhere in the country and pick an area to where right now, where certain parts of the country are suffering because real estate's going down, other parts of the country real estate's going up.
Right.
Buffalo is one of those areas.
Going up.
Okay, you're going up. So it's like they had 13% appreciation last year. So you can stay right here in America, choose an area, and move from one area to another and make your fortune. I just happen to think that if you are in LA, your best advice to buy in LA. If you're in Phoenix, best advice to buy in your backyard. I don't know if you read a book called Acres of Diamonds, but the moral of the story was that you don't have to go search for your diamonds in anybody else's backyard. They're right there hidden indoors. All you got to do is be discerning. Look at what's in there, open your eyes, and you see them.
Yeah.
I happen to think that, but I'm not saying I'm right with that. I just like the idea because I have bought out of state and I'm aware of some of the logistical issues, that you have. But you can buy anywhere. We can guide you,
Excellent. Well, it was such a pleasure to be here with you. When's your next meeting? You have a seminar coming up? Or?
We have March 28th. We have a meeting, and our expert syndicator, apartment building syndicator, is going to be here at the club. And then, of course, on March 31st, 2012, we're going to have the niches to riches, and we're going to talk about 10 real estate niches that are powerful and make money for people. That's going to be in the San Fernando Valley at the Airtel Plaza Hotel. So we're going to do that as well.
So niches to riches.
To riches, yeah.
That's very interesting.
You like that?
I like that. It's got a twist to it.
It's got a twist to it. So we do that, and you also maybe you didn't bring that up, but maybe I should mention that we have various other strategies for people to invest in. So you talked about out of state, so we handled that. Apartment building syndication, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Let's say buying fix and flip properties. Okay, you buy a property, you fix it and flip it. We've got properties posted on our website, properties for sale. You can actually take one of those down and do that. But also the other places where people can actually get involved with. One other strategy, you have money, let's say $100,000, $200,000 sitting in the bank, okay, and you don't like toilet headaches, you don't like the actual ownership of a real estate, but you like paper, like you like the note, the deed, and all of that. Well, let us, through our vast network, place your $100,000, okay? Use the $100,000 to finance a purchase of a real estate by another investor for a fix and flip purposes. So you bring in $100,000, we actually finance a property that an investor is buying for the fix and flip purposes, but we make sure that every investor that comes in has skin in the game. We do not make 100% loans. We don't even make 90% loans or 80 or 70. Our loans are 65% max. So any investor buying a property for 150, coming to me and says, Sam, I want to get a loan from you, hard money loan, because I want to fix it and flip it and make profits. I say, you got to bring in $50,000 cash as your down payment. I make you a loan for $100,000. And that $100,000 is going to be a first mortgage on that property. So your security as a money investor, as a private money investor, is your security is the first mortgage on this beautiful property that the guy just bought for $150 in this market, and you only are out $100,000. So you have $50,000 equity in that property, as is. So the guy puts money in the property, fixes it up, repairs the property, and sells it for about $230, $240.
Unbelievable.
Okay, he makes his profit, you're making your profit. Your $100,000 is giving you $1,000 per month. 12% interest per year, $1,000 a month going into your pocket, as opposed to $100 or less from the bank side.
No risk.
The only risk is that if the guy doesn't pay and you got the first mortgage on his property, what do? You foreclose, take your $100,000 and then some, because they had skin in the game. But let me tell you something. I have done so many of these. When people have skin in the game, especially if it's a good chunk of skin, they will not walk away from their properties. Do you know why we had the financial meltdown in 2008? Because millions of people bought properties with nothing down. No skin in the game. Okay, some of them actually walked away from escrow with money in their pocket because the lender made them 120% loan.
Right.
How stupid is that? And then you're wondering why the country is in such a mess. If you had that talk to me, I would have told them psychologically, when people have skin in the game, even 10, 20%, it will be a hell of a lot harder to walk away from that. It's your money. You put money into that property. You don't want to lose that. So every investor is secured. When they come in, it says, I'm a private investor. You get your 12% return on your money. We make the loan to this guy, and the terms are short, between 6 months to a year. So your $100,000 giving you $1,000 a month, that is not bad. And your money is secure, better than it's sitting in the bank. That's for sure. So that's another way people can get involved in. So out of state, private money, or maybe you are an investor, you want to buy a property, but you don't have all the money. Let's say you only got $70,000 and you want to buy a property for $150. You come to me and say, Sam, I got $50,000 down. Can you loan me $100,000? I loan you $100,000. You have your $20,000 left that you're going to fix up the property. You will go ahead, fix it up, sell it, and give me my money back. So in other words, if you are a borrower wanting to buy, fix, and flip, you can borrow from us. If you are a private lender or can become a private lender, a gentleman, a lady with money in the bank, okay, that is sitting and you don't know what to do with it, you can become a private lender. We have all of the knowledge. We have all of the necessary documents to protect you. Every one of them is going to be insured, proper title insurance, proper going through the escrow. We don't do anything outside of escrow. And one incredible thing that we do, we never touch anybody's money. Okay, the person with 100,000, 200, whatever amount of money they've got, that money goes directly wired from their account to the escrow company. Nobody touches that. If the deal goes through, everything's fine. If it doesn't, your 100,000 or whatever amount of money you use will go back to your bank account. So we are hands off completely with the money part. We just put the deal together and make sure everybody's happy. So that's another way we can help people.
Wow, so all you investors out there, whether it be out of state, even out of the country, it sounds to me that we're on sale here, right? Time to get good deals, right? And not only that, you're protected here with the integrity.
I think America is the best place to invest in right now. I don't want to go anywhere else. To be honest with you, you can go to Costa Rica, you can go to China, you can go to France, you can go to all these other places and buy. And some places they say it's great, but I personally like to, like I said, stay in your backyard, close.
Beautiful state, anyways. California, that's how we do it.
And we got a great country.
All right, Sam. Well, again, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming. So your website, Sam Sadat, samsreclub.com. And any other places we can find you? You on Facebook as well?
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter. Do we have a Twitter thing? Hashtag something? I don't even know what it is. But we have a Twitter account, we have Facebook, LinkedIn. You can find us. Just Google Sam Sadat, and Sam Sadat. You're going to find it. But I'm sure all of it is going to be probably captioned on the video and so on and so forth. They know how to get a hold of us. But we really want people to come to our meetings.
Yeah, please.
If you're in the LA area,
you gotta go.
Or Orange County, LA, San Bernardino, Riverside, Santa Barbara County. If you get them, we get them come to us from all over.
Again, one more time. When is the next meeting again? Time?
March 28th.
March 28th. Okay.
2012 at the Beverly Hills Country Club.
Okay. All right. Well, great. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Eric.
All right.